Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Duffy Duck here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Let's Play of Yoshi's Woolly World for the Nintendo Wii U / Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World for the Nintendo 3DS. So, last time we did manage to able to wrap things up with the entirety of World 5 by going through the special stage in World 5. In addition, with World 5 special stage, we also managed to able to be completely done with those the first 3 levels in World 6. And, yeah, I did manage to able to did this level off screen, which is 6-1, because, you know, with the amount of, health challenge or anything like that, I just can't be bothered to able to deal with that run, in case if I wanted able to actually do this on my own time. So, anyway, today for this episode is the fact that we are still continuing things on with World 6 by going through World 6-4, which we have Notchwing the Koopa, in this case by the forms of the Sky Fort. So either way, hopefully though, this will be the last time we're going to be able to do with this fight though, until later on though anyway though. Notchwing the Koopa's Sky Fort, because as far as you already know, it's going to take place in the skies. So either way, let us get this thing to it. So either way, today's day is of course the forms of the 7th of October today for this point folks, and because, you know, I said this before, and then I believe also Sonic and Sylvester, at the moment right now, from the likes of Mario Kart 8 / Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that particular Let's Play that is already up and during the likes of yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna be mainly gonna be primarily focusing on this from now on in, let's just say on Monday and Wednesday from now on, and then until on Friday, as I mentioned before, it will be Super Mario Galaxy 2 upload. So either way, because, you know, I just want to able to actually get these Let's Plays finished and done and over with before we move on to the next set of, like, redo Let's Plays, including the actual different schedules where it comes to, like, doing Let's Plays and stuff, where it comes to specific uploads. So you probably get the idea of how this will go, because either way though, I just want to able to point things out. So, and eventually at this point until tomorrow, that Mario needs to get back into, you know, Super Mario Odyssey, so that way he'll able to actually just carry on doing some more missions and stuff like that. So even then though, chances are there's gonna be a lot of, like, at this point in time, folks, especially noticeable for the majority of this week, about the fact the matter is though is that, oh, really? Of course, we actually come across into those homing bullet bills right now, so this is why the game starts to get a little bit more difficult if you really want to go through no damage run through when it comes to forms of some worlds like this one. This means about the fact that we might actually get hit a lot for the majority of this world. So either way though, we have to do our best if we're able to actually just try to able to accomplish this task, but either way, we'll have to wait and see what happens there whenever we're able to, you know, do some things like this. So, anywho though, a few things I want to explain about this is the fact that, well, tomorrow, or in this case, to be more accurate, until when it gets to the point until the 9th of October, that hopefully we can able to get ourselves a new track being playable on Mario Kart Tour, which will have to be by the forms of inspired by Tokyo, which either way, I believe that particular track is usually gonna call it, Tokyo, you know, Metropolis, if I remember correctly. And then I'm really hoping that particular track will able to be a little bit more fleshed out compared to the forms of how it does it in, New York Minute. Because I will say, I'm just getting a little bit, slightly bored of the New York Tour track, because every time whenever I was trying to able to rank up my points and stuff like that, sometimes I always attempt to able to get off by, whoa, oh my goodness, that was really close. Oh jeez. That darn bullet bill right there, this almost killed me like nothing else. But anyway though, that was a pretty close call I have to say right here, because, well, if I somehow managed to get, if I somehow died accidentally in that particular spikes of death, well, this means I'll able to actually get kicked out and able to respawn where the checkpoint is, so good thing though, we did manage to able to survive for that, thanks to the forms of that bounce height with that specific bullet bill that's been usually just trying to, you know, trying to go after us and stuff, so yeah, I guess that makes it obvious, so anywho though, yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm actually really looking forward to see how this will turn out, especially when, The new track is going to be able to be revealed at the forums of Mario Kart Tour until more accurately this Wednesday, so that I can able to talk about my first impressions of that particular track whenever I was going to be playing through, specifically Tokyo Metropolis, as far as I'm aware. It might be a good thing too for that specific point, because even then we've only got about a month left until, well, let's just say we'll let Mario will mention about more on that specific game, which is of course Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. So either way, hopefully Mario will mention more about that particular title. So, but anywho though, aside from everything else though, there's not much else I could really talk about this, I'm afraid, because, well, at this point in time, we're almost getting pretty close towards the end of Yoshi's Woolly World, to say the least. Especially noticeable how the fact that we're almost getting, like, super duper close when it comes to certain Let's Plays. Well, I'm sure Sonic will still need to get back into Kingdom Hearts Final Mix before we get into the next game in the series on the forms of the Kingdom Hearts retrospective, but, usually, kind of speaking of such, there's still a whole ways to go, so either way, we'll have to be able to leave things up as it goes by, so... Anyways though, oh yeah, we got ourselves these platforms returning ever since during the films of, well, let's just say, I think it's in World 2 they managed to able to reuse those things. So, either way though, it's been such a long while since we actually come across into this stuff. Oh my god, these red bullet bills are outright just trying to get me, no! Okay, at least we got the actual piece of wool at least, so at least we could be okay with this, so... Now, of course, if you could tell that, you can also manage to hop onto those balloons, as you can see right there. Luckily, though, unlike the ones of how it does in Kirby's Epic Yarn, where basically every time you step onto those balloons in Epic Yarn, it will able to actually just manage to able to go a little bit more smaller, and then eventually it will pop and all that stuff. Whereas in Yoshi's Woolly Worlds, the only time you can able to progress for continuing going upwards is that you need to keep on jumping a lot if you really want to get your, balloon momentum going. So either way, that way you can able to actually go for that stuff, so... Oh my goodness gracious, so many bullet bills trying to go after me all of a sudden. I'm guessing for this point and onwards is that, you know, as I mentioned before, the actual collectibles, even specifically for this level in particular, it gets progressively harder as you progress for that specific point, so... Okay, come on, there we go. I think we should be safe from this point up there, so... Oh, Jesus Christ. And in fact, we've only got 1 health left by able to actually go for this far, so... Let's just hope if we could able to grab these collectibles here, and... Son of a... biscuit! Oh, I just missed that, the smiley flower. Oh, god damn it. Why am I having so many bad luck for those situations like this? Even though we'll get to that point whenever we're able to continue our progression with World 6, so... In fact, speaking of World 6, actually, it's the fact that we're almost at the halfway point already for this world so far. But, then again, you know. Think I'm letting you get past here? Well, think again. My friend here should help you get your head out of the clouds. Hehehehe. Now, of course, we're going to be able to actually fight against with Notwing for the 3rd time. And this time, this one is actually probably the most... difficult fight of the bunch. It's probably because every now and then now, basically he got himself the actual Bill Blaster attached on his back. And in order to actually deal with this boss, is that you need to able to actually just, well, get the piece of wool, or throw the actual bully ball, or woolly ball I should say. And that way you can able to actually block the actual Bill Blaster. And every time you do that, once again, just trying to ground pound his weak spot, which is on this little, cross-stitched, you know, thing right there, so that way you can able to do it, and vice versa. However, what makes this a little bit more difficult compared to the forms of the previous, Notwing boss fight in particular, is that I found it a little bit tricky and difficult to try to able to actually just try to aim it at the actual Bill Blaster sometimes, because I just have no idea why. I just keep on failing some stuff like this, especially when, if I was gonna able to actually just, oh my gosh, I almost gonna die right there. Oh, come on, come on! Oh, son of a biscuit! God dang it. Hopefully I'll talk some more details about that specific, exciting stuff until when we get to the point until, you know, in Super Mario Galaxy 2 upload schedule, so... Hopefully that'll be the case though, especially noticeable how the fact that, well, you know... we're just getting close with these current Let's Plays we are currently doing. Well, we've already just got started for right now for the likes of Mario Kart 8 / 8 Deluxe Let's Play for the time being. So, okay, there we go. And, you know, just like before, he only has like 3 hit points, so nothing particularly that particularly special about it, but hey, at least we can able to actually just to see how much difficult this boss fight can be sometimes this time around, because now you have to avoid almost everything. So hopefully though, by that time though, we could able to actually finish him off though, specifically when we get to the point where, you know, we have to purposely trying to able to aim for that Bill Blaster, if you see right there. So okay, that should do it. Oh wait, what? I just totally forgot. I just did not even get him that time. Hopefully I can get him from here. There we go. And sure enough, we'll ground pound him for the 3rd time. Or in this case, for the 6th time, or the 9th time I should say, because of, you know, we just already come across into this boss fight for 3 times already, so there we go. That pretty much takes care of this level though. Sadly, we actually lost by 1 left of that smiley flower, but regardless of such, the only positive thing about this is that we at least managed to get ourselves all of the Me First patches and stuff, as well as the forms of those, you know, those woolly pieces. So that way we can able to restore another one of these Yoshis, which this time around, we might actually bring it to ourselves into, well, as soon as that thing that's actually gonna show up, and that is the Bubblegum Yoshi. Gotta think about it for that specific point right there. And we'll reveal out to ourselves the forms of, well, the next level, which appears to be, I would say, a spooky theme level, which, before I get into that level, though, I'll quickly hit back and get ourselves the final smiley flower. Alright, so it's gonna be at the ending portion, and, well, we just have to stick on to the left, and booyah, there we go. Alright, that takes care of that level though, and much like the forms of level 6-1, I accidentally managed to able to not get the star at all, because I will say that that particular Notwing 3rd counterpart boss fight was actually a lot more harder than the forms of how it does it on, well, let's just say by the forms of the previous versions of him, so yeah, that is definitely the most toughest boss so far. But anyways, let's move on now to level 6-5. Yoshi, the terror of all boos. So, this should be interesting. So, as you can see, we actually come across into the forms of those specific boos, as you can see right there, where basically, like the forms of any other Mario games, that if you look at them, well, basically, they'll just hide themselves and just protecting themselves. So, nothing particularly that, unique about them. It's just, you know, it's a very simple stuff. So, no idea why I'm truly saying this right now, because, well, at the moment right now, I'm actually felt slightly tired today, because, well, I just couldn't sleep well last night, because of, I know it's getting a little bit cold, a little bit more colder for this time of day, especially because that, we're still in the forms of, the autumn season, of course, but either way, though, we'll have to able to actually just to, you know, realize about that, some stuff like that, so anyways though, so as you can see, with those boos over there, these are actually known as the big, well, frame boos, or in this case, to be more accurate, frame boos, which every time you're able to actually use those, woolly balls to your disposal, but by the way, you need to aim it from the opposite side, not the actual same, direction as from before, because basically, in order to actually deal with this trick, is that, you know, these little blocks, as you can see right there, we need to aim it in exactly the opposite direction. And what makes this a little bit difficult, from my experience anyway, is that sometimes it might be a little bit easy to able to mess things up with the aiming skills and stuff, which, if you get the hang of it though, if you really want to try to aim it carefully enough, then you will be okay as it goes by. So either way, definitely a little bit more tricky to able to get enough practices on that particular level, but still. And come to think about it though, unlike in any other worlds of the game, where basically every time whenever we're done with those particular fortress levels, in addition with the castle levels, that we normally get ourselves the next power badges and stuff like that. Apparently that's not the case this time around in World 6, because I think the final power badge in the whole game will have to be by the forms of the blue watermelon, which, you know, basically it allows you to able to breathe ice and stuff, which, we already see that particular power-up from before, from the likes of, the previous, stages ago, specifically level, 5-2 in the snowy, themed level. But either way though, there's not much else to really just trying to come by for that specific stuff, so... Anyways, let's go inside this door here, and because of this, we could able to get ourselves the next hidden cloud from here, so we can able to see what's inside. We, of course, get ourselves a next smiley flower of any sorts, and hopefully though, things can get a little bit more, not that much complicated around here, and either way though, there's not much. Oh wait, there's something missing. There was something missing onto that specific wall. Okay, thank goodness. Because, I keep on thinking to myself about that little cross, red cross if you manage to able to entering a door and stuff, but that's not the case for that particular room, so at least we can able to get some of those, more mythos, patches and stuff, so... Anyways, let's unreveal that, and look at that, we got a frame boo right here, so... Yeah, because that again, in order to actually deal with him properly, is that you need to aim it in exactly the opposite way than the likes of what the boo is trying to go after you. So, if that's to be the case, then we could able to actually go higher up. So, every time you get the actual woolly ball onto the frame boo, basically it'll turn them into some sort of like the inflatable balloon. So, it's pretty cool though, especially because of how the fact that, well, you know, it's basically a frame boo and stuff, so... I can't believe we're actually getting pretty close when it comes to finding those mythos, patches and stuff, which is, to me, is pretty cool in theory, but but either way, let's not get our hopes for this point yet, because, you know, we've already just got started with this level, as you can clearly tell, and, obviously because of how the fact that it's never really judging about the fact that if I was missing one of those items again, let's just hope not until the future points of this particular game, well... I would say for the most part though, it will be most commonly known for, but hey. Alright, so let's grab the key, and before we continue things onwards, is that we need to get ourselves the next smiley flower, and just, you know, trying to toss the actual, the woolly ball at the frame, boo here. Oh wow, that was really close. I'm almost gonna get hit by those spikes up above, but hey, at least I'm perfectly safe for that specific spot, so... Anyways though, so now let's go ahead and let the actual big frame boo get closer to us, and then we could able to get a chance to able to let him transform into the forms of the balloon version of himself. So if that will be the case, well, there you go then. I was hoping I can able to actually do likely, well, obviously we're going to be focusing on Yoshi's Crafted World next year, but I don't know about the another game by the forms of, well, Wario Land the Shake Dimension, because, well, we've already originally tried to do that particular Let's Play from long time ago, but it doesn't really work out all that much because of, obviously with the lack of uploading schedules and then stuff like that, but we'll think about it, we'll definitely think about it, especially because of how the fact that we need to get some work timing left for just trying to go for the Wario selections of Let's Plays and all that stuff. Speaking of Wario games, actually, I managed to able to actually play Wario World on my own time for a bit, and able to actually get a lot of collectibles and stuff like that, and at this point I've almost get towards the end of that particular game so far. I know that game is actually ridiculously short compared to the forms of the majority of the Wario Land games and stuff like that, and even then though, that it might actually be something related to likely just, well, I'm not sure how do I expect it all to, but anyway, let's go ahead and aim for that platform over there, but then again, sometimes my aiming skills wasn't exactly nearly as experty, but then again, sometimes it takes a lot of practice on stuff like this, so, excuse me, I'm really sorry about that. So, anyway, about those side of things, oh wow, we actually got all the smiley flowers, that's actually very good. Well, so for the majority of these smiley flowers, they are basically fake, so we'll just have to ignore those for now. Because, yeah, like the forms of how it does it in the previous Yoshi's Island games, if you see the actual, the face that goes, like, incredibly, like, greedy look with that specific, smiley flower items, Basically those are pretty much fake, so either way we have to able to avoid those, and then just trying to aim for a much more nicer, smiley flower in theory. So it kind of reminds me like a puzzle level of any sorts, to be honest, because of, if you're trying to solve everything out though, specifically for this level's case, and if you really like, oh, did I really waste a lot more of those woolly balls and stuff? Well, good thing for me though is the fact that there's going to be a tons of those woolly balls that you can able to actually grab from that specific block. So, oh yeah, this means if I'm actually missing something for this level though, this means I have to replay this level a multitude of times. So that might not be that good though, but I just want to point things out. So once again, I'm always stuck at aiming skills. Oh jeez, I could appreciate if I was gonna able to actually do it easy enough though, but sometimes though, if I was trying to able to aim for some stuff like this, but then again, if you're looking at the exactly the same, if you're facing towards where the actual boot blocks were supposed to be, basically you have to cope with likely specifically just to aim it at the opposite direction, not just the forms of in front of them, so. But then again, it took a lot of practice to able to do all that stuff, but if you get the hang of it though, then you will be okay with it, so. Anyways, let's go ahead and just get some more of those Miiverse badges and stuff, or the actual likely. Oh, there's actually another piece of wool over there. But first off, let me just go ahead and just do that, and just hop onto here, and I realized we're missing one of those pieces of wool so far. Then from here, we get ourselves the next two of those Miiverse beads and stuff. I'm really expecting, if I'm guessing it correctly, I'm pretty much once again off by one freaking Miiverse badge again. Ay, this is getting ridiculous. Hopefully though, by the end of the game though, we're probably not going to worry about it too much though, but still. It's just that sometimes if I was going to able to actually just find every single of those items, well, too bad for you though, you have to go for the entire level just to able to, God forbid, trying to able to obtain it. So, oh, I just got cornered! I just got cornered by those big frame boos. That's a bit redundant. But anyway, we'll leave it up to that, I suppose. And I think I have to able to go for that level again. Not just because of the actual health challenge, but also the remaining collectibles. More accurate though. The woolly pieces, and also same applies for that Miiverse patch and stuff, so. Oh, wait, did I just really mess it up? I think I somehow messed it up. Oh, God, what is going on with me today? I have no idea what's going on with me today. I'm guessing it's probably because I just couldn't sleep well last night. I think that's the only reason why, about the fact that I was behaving like that, but. Oh well, though, we're still pretty much at the, almost towards the end of the game now, so either way, hopefully we can able to get that Let's Play done. At some point in October, roughly the same month as Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Pac-Man World at the same time. Now, as far as Mario Odyssey goes, probably during November, but I believe Kingdom Hearts Final Mix will definitely have to be finished and during at the very end of the year. So, hopefully, though, we can able to get enough time for it. And same applies for Mario Kart 8/8 Deluxe, because that particular game is actually a little bit more bigger than the likes of how it does it on the previous Mario Kart games for sure. There are some, there aren't any missing features, I don't think, aside from the Wii U version of the Mario Kart 8, which appears to be by the forms of, you know, a very really lame battle mode on that version, but either way, I'm just to get a little bit more criticized or anything like that, so. Now, of course, we're now moving on to the halfway point in World 6 already, so yeah, we haven't got that long left when it comes to that specific world, so. I think I've recognized this level from up ahead, but I forgot to able to change the different Yoshis, I realized. Oh well, hopefully I'll meet you guys back for finding those 3 items remaining stuff. Alright, you know, for that particular section over there, well, I seem to able to forgot to enter this door over here. Which, it might actually take you to the exactly the same room as from before, but except, if you see those little hidden alcoves, there's that final, Miiverse patch over there, and also the next, woody piece over there. And for that ending section, we can able to do this on a better attempt. I think it's the best way to able to bounce onto that specific fake flower. And there we go. We are done. Whew. That's a little bit dropped off a little bit. But either way, though, we'll have to leave things up for this point. So I was originally trying to able to do a little bit of a jump cut for that point right there. But honestly, because of how the fact that that particular part right there wasn't that long to begin with. And yes, I did manage to able to get all of the rest of my health points. So there we go then. So now we can able to now move on to level 6-6. So I think I'll probably do 2 more levels, and then hopefully by that time when we get to Wednesday, well, we're going to be focusing on lesser levels than the forms of the regular 4 levels from the likes of the previous recording sessions. So let's see what we got. Spooky Yoshi. So for the perfect fit, let's go ahead and use Bubblegum Yoshi for going into well, level 6-6, which appears to be well, I wasn't able to actually save Spooky Yoshi for the next level, so here we go. On to Feel Fuzzy gets clanged or clangy or anything like that, so let's just jump right in. I think this is the level, I sort of remembered this on my the 3DS version of the game, which I already know what this goes. Basically, we need to get onto the actual sticky kind of stuff, which I think that's the main gimmick of this level, is that as you can see onto that specific little things itself right there. And basically what you can do with it is the fact that you can able to stick onto each other onto that specific I can't remember what these actual materials are for though, but and that's what I get for able to cheating throughout the game. But anyway though, I just want to point things out right away is the fact that, yeah, with those little things itself, like, good lord! What's wrong with me today? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so, because the reason why is because I was gonna double check if there are any secrets in there, but obviously because the secrets aren't over there, so we'll just skip that for now, and we'll just have to like focusing on one thing at a time. So yeah, that's probably my fault. Anyway though, aside from everything else though, also during today, that The Secret Life of Pets 2 has been recently released on DVD recently, which I'm probably not going to get it, because I've already did manage to pre-order Toy Story 4 recently. In fact, I prefer Toy Story 4 over the forms of, well, The Secret Life of Pets 2 for some reason for me, because, well, I just never found these films to be interesting to me, aside from cuteness involved, but it's just that it's not my cup of tea or anything, so I think that's far from the case, I feel like, for the sake of time. So, and also another thing I just want to talk about is the fact that there's actually a new Pokemon type that has been actually just recently announced during the forms of that live stream that has already been happened ever since during the forms of like a few days ago. And that appears to be another a horse-type pony, but this time is actually a pony of all things. What is this, like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic all over again? Which appears to be the actual name for the actual pony, the actual pony Pokemon. It was actually known as the Ponyta, which, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just that, well, it maybe seems a little bit familiar to me, but I'm probably not going to mention about it too much though, because, well, obviously I'm just not a huge Pokemon fanatic, honestly, because, well, I know some people seem to love the actual series, but I don't. I just don't think I can able to actually play for those, unless if I get some distraction by able to actually play for those spin-off titles of all that stuff. Hopefully in the future, though, we could at least manage to able to tackle something related Pokemon, like, for instance, the Pokepark Duology series, which is, well, obviously the first game on the Wii, as well as the forms of the sequel, which is Wonders Beyond, which I think I'm actually going to do Wonders Beyond until in 2021 or 2021, I should say, around the same year as whenever we're able to possibly do some more Kingdom Hearts stuff, especially with, you know, the Legend of Zelda stuff, something related to that, so yeah, it's kind of surprising because between the Kirby series, and especially notable with the Legend of Zelda series for the time of this channel, at the moment right now, that those two franchises has been completely ignored recently for the likes of the actual new set of Let's Plays. Don't worry guys, we will do that, we will do them at some point, but from now on though, we have to focusing on the actual current Let's Plays that we are still currently doing. Mainly with, you know, with Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, and especially noticeable with, you know, all sorts of games like Yoshi's Woolly World, and etc. So, that should be mainly for the case for, I think, though, because either way, though, we have to mainly, focus on those, not just, like, multiply them for anything like that. So, I'm not sure what's the point of going here, though, aside from giving us some more beats to begin with, but we'll just skip those for now. But from now on, though, we're just able to continue things on for this point right there. So, yeah, I think that's as far as I can go for this point with the actual updates and all that stuff, aside from, you know, the new Pokemon has been announced, or the new type of Pokemon. I'm not exactly sure what the actual Ponyta type is going to be, because I'm pretty sure enough, though, until when we get to the, when the Sword and Shield has been just recently released, then you'll find out what the actual type is supposed to be, so... But God knows, I'm probably not going to be able to get in day 1 though, because I've already did manage to try it out before on during the likes of on my 3DS installments, most notably with Moon and Ultra Moon and stuff. But I haven't really played that much of it though, to be honest with you, because, well, then again, I'm just not a huge Pokemon fanatic to begin with. Well, I do enjoy the animate stuff, but it's just the actual main games, and I really don't mind the spin-off games, but it's just that the main games, it wasn't my kind of thing or anything, so it's probably just me anyway though, so... Speaking of such though, I don't know when the actual CGI, you know, remake of the first Pokemon movie is going to be released in the actual America and stuff, but hopefully I'll mention more on that, or even Mario will be able to mention about that, until when he goes back onto Super Mario Odyssey and during at some point, so... That'll be the case for this point, especially because of how the fact that, well, at this point in time, we're still in the start of the October month so far, so either way, though, I just want to point things out. And speaking of the, October, actually, it's the fact that until when we get to the point where, basically, when, you know, with the American release date for, Yoshi's Woolly World, which appears to be the 16th of October, that will become 4 years old when it comes to the American version of Yoshi's Woolly World, actually. Because, obviously we've already had the 4-year anniversary when this game was first released in 2015 in June, in, specifically Australia and in Europe. And, later on, until a month later, that Japanese version gets the game until about a month later. Most notably because they need to get the actual, models translated to specifically the next you know, the actual Yoshi Wool, whenever we're able to completely done with the 6th special stage as far as I'm aware, but either way we'll mention more on that whenever we get to that point. So it'll take a lot of time though, it will take a lot more time to able to go through, so that's as far from the case for that point. So anywho though, so let's go ahead and go for those points right here, and hopefully by that time we can able to find the rest of the collectibles from this point right there. I'm hoping we can able to actually find the rest of the actual the Miiverse patches in that one particular run through, but if not, then I'll be like extremely paranoid by that. Oh goodness gracious, I totally forgot about that. Stop! Okay, at least I'm pretty much gonna be invulnerable for that particular point, not just instantly die from those spikes. Okay, at least I'm grateful for that, so... Anyways, let's be very careful here, because we don't want to get hit by certain enemies as far as you can clearly see. And hopefully we get ourselves the next Smiley Flower, and hopefully we can able to get the next few Miiverse patches or anything like that. And, you know, you probably get the idea for that specific worth noting for, so... Anywho though, so let's go ahead and go down here, and well, we can able to actually just climb onto these little walls from time to time, and you know the rest, so... Alright, so let's just go ahead and get some more hearts here from that specific question mark cloud. We got full health at the moment. I don't think we can able to actually keep up with the health in that particular first attempt though, sadly, just because eventually at this point we might actually gonna get hit a lot, specifically in this level, so... Especially because they're actually gonna be now bringing us into ourselves too many hazards along the way, specifically for, you know, for these little, spike pillars they like to able to, you know, draw forward and everything. So I think that might be the case for that point. So hopefully we can able to dodge the rest of them, and hopefully by that time we could able to just be safe for this point, rather than just like restarting for that specific checkpoint respawning point. So oh jeez, it's getting a little bit nervous around here, especially when I almost felt a little bit more impatient, more anything like that, because I just want to able to get these collectibles done before we move on to the next. So anyways, let's go ahead and get ourselves the next set of few hearts from this point, and hopefully we can able to deal with the last part of the level, where we need to able to unravel the actual parts of the wall, as you can see. And oh wow, that was really close. I'm hoping I could able to actually live up with the actual health amount, specifically towards the end, but sometimes you will never know until you're able to get some mistakes, just like, well, this. There we go. We actually got all the rest of the health being wasted all. But hopefully though, we're able to actually do this in our off-screen and stuff, and we actually come across into this next bonus room. So either way, for this particular bonus room, we have to basically just jump from time to time until you're able to make your way to that the actual smiley flower. And we somehow missed the fifth and final one apparently though, which is not good, because either way, this means I have to go for this entire level again. God dang it, you. Alright, so thankfully though, the actual ending portion is not that far from here though, especially for the next level after this though. It won't be nearly as long though, I don't think. So anyways, for this last part, we can just simply just hop onto these little things from time to time. There we go, we got all the Miiverse patches, so at least we'll be okay from here. But the only exception is, of course, the actual smiley flower itself. So on the other hand though, we actually did manage to get from here. At this point in time, folks, I think this will be the last time we're going to be seeing the actual bonus games at this point, because for that time, whenever I did manage to collect the majority of the actual, the final remaining items, then I could able to actually start playing those bonus games from time to time, because, well, at this point, we're actually getting pretty close towards the end of the game at this point, so at least we'll get some distraction for this point here, so okay, so we got the wavy bonus stage, as you can see, so hopefully I can get some more of those beads no matter what. I know there's not much else to talk anything else when it comes to forms of news, updates, or anything like that, because, well, we've already just got those news for now on, because, well, you know, we haven't got any single of those new announcements for this point yet, most notably with some Mario stuff, you know, so well, aside from the forms of the Mario Kart Tour new track they're actually going to be able to bring us to the table, until when it gets to likely tomorrow evening in 8th of October roughly, but I don't know, because either way it's so much difficult thing to able to know about, but alright, so we got ourselves the forms of the next Yoshi, which appears to be Painty Yoshi, inspired by the Splatoon series, which, to be fair, because this game alongside with Splatoon 1 came out exactly the same year, so anyways, let's head back in here for the final time, because obviously I need to get ourselves, you know, the last smiley flower onto that specific stage. Alright, so you know with that green pipe over there, apparently we have to enter it, because, well, I first thought it's going to be something related to the enemy's spawning area, or in this case for that enemy spawning point. Well, turns out that's not the case, because, well, I just totally forgot that was the thing, because either way, I was expecting if the actual blue fly guys is going to be able to actually pop out for that green pipe, because I keep on thinking of the blue pipes for some reason, because these blue pipes can actually bring out a lot of enemies, so yeah, that's totally a little bit of a trouble navigating for that point. But for this particular bonus area right there, basically you have to grab all the beads, and then if you do, well, basically it will give you once again the smiley flower, which I was assuming to guess that, because, well, we already know about this before obviously, so there we go. Alright, back into the actual world map, and, well, we can now move on to the next level. So, speaking of which, let me just go ahead and switch over to Spooky Yoshi, because obviously Spooky Yoshi will be the perfect fit when it comes to, like, October, despite the fact that we're not actually in, you know, Halloween so far, so at least even then we got some enough time for it to do so. So here we go with the next level in World 6, which is, Chemic's Last Ditch Flyby, in this case level 6-7, so in this case, this level feels exactly similar to the likes of that one level from Yoshi's Island, because, well, you know how the fact that in one particular level that Chemic loves to just, you know, just trying to distract you for the entire level? Well, that's far as how this level will actually plays out, so either way. And of course, the only things you need to worry about is, of course, these little, bone goons, as you can see right there, as well as some, you know, different all kinds of hazard obstacles and anything like that, so... But, you know, you get the idea for that specific level as far as, you know, you probably already know about that for that specific time, so... And I think fundamentally, though, is the fact that this might actually be the last level to be able to actually feature the transformation sequence, because, well, as far as I remember correctly, because either way, though, I'm pretty sure most of the transformations only makes their appearance in during, like, 2 or 3 levels each, but either way, though, I'll, sum it up as such whenever we're able to actually go ahead and, you know, just trying to wrap things up with, specifically towards the very end of World 6, specifically... World 6, 8, as well as the forms of the special stage on World 6, so... But either way, though, we still got a whole ways to go for this point, so don't worry, we're actually getting really close, so... Anyways, though, so I recommend you wait for a little bit, because sometimes if it goes like that, well, basically, it almost acts out very similar to those, disappearing platforms, like the forms of some other games, like, for instance, the Castlevania, Super Castlevania 4 or something like that. But either way, I have no idea why I just managed to compare that game somehow, but either way, we'll, leave things out for this point right there, so... Anyway, so let's go ahead and reveal these, few more beads and stuff. The only way you can able to distract, Chemic, as you can see right there, is that you can either just manage to jump on him, or you can able to actually throw the woolly ball right at him, so... Because, yeah, if you can clearly see, sometimes you're able to actually just fly in the background and then just trying to charge right at you on the exactly the same spot as you were. So, yeah, it might actually take a lot of practice and such. And I think fundamentally, though, is that I think unlike in Yoshi's Island, where basically that Chemic just usually flies a little bit more faster in Yoshi's Island, because I'm pretty sure in Woolly World is actually going a little bit slower, which I think this might be something to do with the actual, likely the easiest challenge or something like that. But either way, we're have to able to actually just leave it up as it goes by. So anyway, so let's go ahead and toss the actual woolly ball from here. And sure enough, we're able to create another platform, and truth be told, we're able to actually come across into the final transformation sequence in the entire game. And what a good way to end off with the transformation sequence is the Sky Pop Yoshi, because, you know, we can able to actually just fly around in the skies. And hopefully just try to shoot some more enemies from time to time, so either way though, we can able to get everything a little bit more easier side of things, especially we can able to grab, you know, a whole bunch of Miiverse patches and stuff like that, and especially noticeable with, of course, the forms of that specific, you know, the next Woo piece. So hopefully we can be able to actually grab those, and then don't worry though, we don't have to worry about the actual timer thing anymore though, because either way, you know, we're getting pretty close though, despite I accidentally got hit right there, because either way I wasn't paying that much attention though, so... Anyway, so let's go ahead and keep on moving forward, and there we go. Say farewell to the forms of the transformation sequence in this game at this point, because, you know, we're getting towards the end, so either way though, that pretty much takes care of from that. So, anyway though, so let's go ahead and just get ourselves some more collectibles, like these hearts, and hopefully by that time we can able to actually grab ourselves the few remaining collectibles, such as the, you know, the Miiverse patches, you know, as well as the, you know, just stamp patches, whatever you want to call it, and especially noticeable with, the smiley flowers, and especially noticeable with the pieces of wool, so... Hopefully we're almost getting there, so either way though, we just have to able to actually just, be very careful around here, especially you really can't afford to able to actually just, fell off the stage or anything like that, but either way, we'll have to, like, be very cautious with that. So, anyways, let's grab this piece of wall over here. We have to do it very carefully in case if something else will happen. And then, basically, in this particular part... Oh, really? Stupid Goonies. Anyways, though, in this particular part, we need to do a lot of, like, bouncing onto those specific enemies from time to time as well, so... Oh, really? I get a strong feeling that we might actually missing, that one smiley flower again. Oh, jeez. We're having so many bad luck when it comes to, like, grabbing these smiley flowers so far for this particular episode. Not just for this episode, but to be more accurate, in World 6 so far, which either way... It doesn't seem like that much happening for that point, but sometimes again, it can get pretty obnoxious every time you miss one of them. But hopefully, well, that time, I don't think there's any point we can able to actually just activate this somehow. Well, at least as far as I'm hoping for it. But either way, we got the me first, or in this case, a stamp patch, if that really matters to me though, because either way, we'll just have to able to lay things up as it goes by. So... And we got ourselves all of these woolly pieces on this level, so I think we should be good to go for this point. And I think I get a feeling that the last stamp patch, it will be somewhere, yep, just right over there. So, yeah, it's not that far from here though, I don't think. So, get over here, Kamek. Get over here. Or in this case, it might be too late for this point onwards, because, oh, okay, it managed to fly straight towards us, so... Yeah, I get a feeling that... Really? We're missing 2 of those smiley flowers! Ah, damn it. Hopefully we'll be able to actually find them by the time if I jump cut for that specific point, so... But luckily though, this level wasn't nearly as long as compared to the forms of the previous levels so far, because of, well, obviously we need to get away from Kamek, obviously, so... At least we managed to able to get all of these stamp patches and stuff like that, as well as the forms of that particular woolly pieces. And also, we did manage to able to done this level without taking a single hit. Well, despite I got hit quite a few times, but hey, on the upside though, we managed to accomplish those, aside from the final 2 smiley flowers. So either way, we review ourselves Kamek Yoshi right now. And we got ourselves this actual familiar pipe, which actually leads us to the last level, or in this case, World 6-8. So, but we're not going to do that right now, because again, I'll do one final jump cut for this video though, and then hopefully I can find the final 2 smiley flowers. Alright, so it's going to be around here, but apparently it's being covered up by the actual cloudy fog. So once you deal with all that, there you go, that's one of them. And then, you know with that little exclamation mark bead right there, that I accidentally managed to ignore that? Well, it turns out it is required to able to do that, because, well, if you don't, and if you manage to ignore that the entire time, well, basically you have to able to actually kill yourself and restart from here, but you know. Oh, Jesus Christ, what a lot of hard work right there. Especially because with that one specific smiley flower they need to get, that is by far one of the hardest ones to get, because I keep on dying multiple times on that specific smiley flower. But regardless of such, we did manage to accomplish that at least, so yeah, I guess we'll end things off here. So join me next time on Let's Play Yoshi's Woolly World. It's the fact that we might actually take on the forms of World 6-8, as well as the Special Stage 6 in that particular world, and everything else will be done here. So see you guys then. Later, fellas.